I'm Angela. So, with all of the recent talk about depression going around in the social media, I really wanted to kind of share with people on a more personal level. I wanted to talk about how do you recognize the signs of depression in yourself, as opposed to identifying other people who may be depressed and how you can help them. So, with my own struggle with depression and my own discovery of being depressed, it actually took me a really long time, and it wasn't until I got to idealizing how I was going to commit suicide did it scare me into going and getting some help. Once I got help, I could look back over the whole experience and really understand the signs that I missed so that I could have gotten help sooner. And I probably would have made a lot of life decisions differently had I been under a doctor's care or living the life how I live it now, which is medication free. So I wanted to talk about, I actually started with five. I started with five signs, and then there was a sixth that was really important, and then there was eight, and I thought, I really should just round this up to a positive number because it's a positive message. So let's do 10. So I wanted to talk about the 10 signs that you can use to identify that you're not just sad and that you really are working with something much deeper than that, and that's depression. So my number one sign, and again, it's not really that this is the most important sign or that this is the biggest sign. It's just a random list of things that I took from my own personal experience to use to identify. So when I say it's number one or number 10, it's not that it's a bigger sign or that it's that more scary. It's just that this just in going through and trying to figure out what those signs were that I could share with you, this is just the ones that came to mind in this random order. It's kind of like my own little mind chaos. All right, so number one sign to help identify that you're actually dealing with depression is you have thoughts about wondering if people would even miss you if you were gone. And that's pretty profound, and it's kind of leads into number two in that you're not socializing in contact with your family and your friends. So the two of those really feed into each other because you start alienating yourself as you get down deeper into the depression. And then when you get down there, you're like, I don't think anybody would notice if I was gone. So you kind of create your own disconnect, and then that creates the worry about if anybody would even notice. Okay. Number three is that really stop looking after yourself. And you notice that it's been a few days since you had a bath or a shower. It's a good sign that maybe something's not right. Number four would be you're looking for ways to numb yourself. Okay, so now we're talking about, are you relying on alcohol or drugs to kind of create a place where you can just numb yourself in the sense of, I don't want to feel anything. I'm tired of feeling sad. I can't feel happy about anything, so I just don't want to feel anything. Number five is, how often have you called in sick to work or taken a holiday or I call them mental health days. Have you used up all your sick days in the last couple of months? Have you used up all your holidays? It's a good sign that, you don't feel like getting out of bed. Number six is a really important one and was my red flag that I needed to go and get help. And that is, you're starting to think about ways in which you would take your life. When you start thinking about ways to take your life, the next step to that is, what's my plan? How am I going to do it? When am I going to do it? All that other kind of stuff. What my red flag was, I couldn't do that to my children. And that's when I went to get help. So I was worrying about, what would be the ramifications for my children if I wasn't here anymore, if I suddenly just took my life. Number seven, you want to sleep. You're so tired. You haven't really done anything all day. You kind of just sat and vegged in front of the TV, or you drank or smoked weed or whatever it is that you're using, but you're exhausted and all you want to do is sleep. This kind of feeds into number eight. So again, these ones kind of fit in together. Number eight is you can't sleep at night. So I actually had both these problems. I'd be up all night. My brain's going a bajillion miles a minute. It's like the hamster on the freaking wheel, just spinning. And then I'm so exhausted in the morning, I don't want to get out of bed. I can't get out of bed. I'm exhausted. And then I need a nap, and I've only been up for 2 hours. That's a pretty good sign that something more than just being sad is going on. So that was 7 and 8. Number 9 is you have no emotion about anything. You're just kind of a flat line down in that depressive state. So even when somebody shares something like happy news with you, you're just kind of like not happy about it. So that's a pretty good sign. Number 10 is that you feel alone all the time, even when you're out with people. So you could be sitting at a whole big table full of friends and you feel all alone. You feel like nobody understands what you're going through. Nobody cares what you're going through. Nobody loves you. And yet you're sitting with family at a dinner table, for example, and you feel that huge disconnect. Okay, so that's a list of my 10 things that were flags for me. I want to talk about the fact that once you've kind of discovered that you're depressed, it's not the end of the world. There's help. There are organizations who can point you in the right direction, who can provide you with people to talk to. I went to my family doctor. My family doctor, I think I had him for like 15 or 18 years. It was the first time I ever sat in his office and cried. So I'm not sure what he thought about that. He handed me the Kleenex box, but then he put me on a prescription as well. And I didn't want to be on the prescription, but I'm glad I did it. It helped me get to a place where I was kind of leveled out and I actually felt happy. And it wasn't until I got to that place that I realized I had been depressed for a very, very long time. Years, probably 20 years. And I kept saying to people, is this what it feels like to be normal? Like I feel good about stuff. I can appreciate the sunshine. So once I got there, and that takes a couple weeks for the meds to kick in, I started wondering how I could do this without medication. So I'm happy to tell you that I do live medication free. Am I depression free? No. I think that that's probably just a state that will be with me for the rest of my life, but I can manage it. I can tell you that I live an amazingly happy life. I live a very productive life. I run my own business. I'm growing my business to include life coaching and talking about depression. But I found ways to live medication free, and that may or may not be an option for you. It's not for me to decide. What I am saying is that there is light at the end of the tunnel. If you don't have the light at the end of the tunnel, keep going. It's there. You have to reach somebody, call somebody, go to your doctor and just tell them you're feeling kind of low and you don't know what to do about it. You don't know where to go. There's phone numbers. There's organizations who deal with mental health and mental illness and depression. So, there's places that you can reach out to that will be there to help you. And if you don't want to do any of those things, then contact me. You can do it via email, so it's not as personal for you. You don't have to worry about what people are going to say or think, or what I'm going to say or think, because I don't judge. And depression is different for everybody. So even though you're in a different place, even though we've both suffered from depression, it may not be the same experience. But even if I can't share the same story, I can at least listen, and I can at least be there as a friend and as somebody who cares, even when we're complete strangers from anywhere in the world. And I can definitely tell you that it would be my honor to help you, to assist you, to get you to the other side where I am, because the world is an amazing place. Once you get to the other side of depression, okay, there's a whole heap of people out here who want to help you. So send the email, send the text message, send the whatever, call, go to the doctor, do what you got to do. But it's definitely manageable, and there is light at the end of the tunnel. It's actually a really bright world on the other side. Okay, I'm going to include some contact information. I'm going to include some stuff for you, and I'm definitely going to do another video and talk about how I got to the other side of medication. And again, this may not be the best option for everybody, but you never know. There is, for some of us, life without meds, and we've learned to manage the symptoms and listen to our bodies and all that good stuff. Okay, so I hope that you take this opportunity to reach out today and to start your healing process. I'm waiting for you. We'll talk to you soon.